Well, Jaron, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Got him. Welcome to episode 22 of Waves on the Shore.
Oh, I was lost, bro. I was lost. I was like, Evan, do you think it's my birthday or something? I was like, first off, you got a couple things wrong here.
Quite
I was
a
like,
few
first
if
off,
it was your birthday.
my birthday is not until July. And second off, I'm turning 21 in July, not 22. But anyway.
Drinking age. Welcome to episode 22 of Waves on the Shore with myself and my beautiful co-host, Jaron. We're going to talk about... Yeah, you're very beautiful, Jaron. With the new haircut and everything.
Thank you.
Looking mad fine. But we've got...
Hey! Pause.
that ain't even... That's not a pause, bro.
You said...
Just take the compliment. Just take the compliment.
Sorry, it's okay. I'm sorry.
We've got a nice lineup of singles, some announcements, some EPs, some albums to talk about, as well as our go-to segments, what are we listening to, and who the frick, which will come at the end as per usual. However, we're going to start the episode off a little differently. We have a little story time from Jaron. I would say I have a story time, but mine's not a story that is as cool as Jaron's. I haven't heard Jaron's yet, but mine is just I'm very tired because I had the first soccer game of the season today, and oh my gosh, like, I am dead from it. I'm just in pain everywhere. I'm exhausted. Someone stepped on my toe really badly, so it's like purple. I got a nice calf cramp, which is still hurting to the point where I'm concerned I've done something to my calf. I messed up my shoulder when some absolute clown decided to try and slide tackle me way late. Because, you know, not everyone can be as good as me. And also, you know what? Just because it's Canada, just to add insult to injury, what were we playing in? Freezing rain. And here's the thing, right? Yesterday, 30 degrees Celsius. Today, freezing rain. That's just how we move. And so I was cold, I was wet, I was in pain, and now I'm tired. But I always have enough energy for the podcast. That will never stop.
Oh, yeah.
I am actually excited to talk about a lot of this stuff, though. But that's not really... Well, actually, you know what? No. I do have one kind of story, because Jaron reminded me when he showed me his fancy new water bottle, which listeners are not able to see, but viewers, you can see it on screen now.
It's a nice, like, teal green color. It is a hydro flask. I have reached white girl influencer status. I even have a Vans sticker on it. Yeah, plenty of nature back stickers. I even have a Bible verse.
Wow. John 3:16?
No, his love endures forever. Psalm, I should know it. 118 verse. I can't. I'm tired. Chapter 118 verse 1. Whatever. Okay.
My favorite Bible verse, Isaiah 121. Only because me and my friends, we always kind of like pick on it because it's a funny verse. Where the frick is Isaiah?
My favorite Bible verse is 1 Corinthians 13.
How the faithful city has become a whore. That's the verse.
Bruh. Yo. Y'all are...
It's in the Bible. Anyways.
I know it's in the Bible. There's a lot of if you take a lot of things out of context in the Bible, they
sound a
funny.
bit crazy.
Funny.
Anyways, it got me thinking about water bottles. And before the game started today, after the warm-up, there is one player on my team that I'm not a big fan of. Okay? Never have been, don't plan to become a big fan of. And he just... So we finish our warm-up, and we're all there. It's cold. And I have 3 things. I have my shoes. In between my shoes is a water bottle and a Gatorade. The reason I put it in between my shoes is to signify, yo, this is mine. Don't touch it. This kid not only goes up... So I watch him as he does this from a distance. And he just goes and grabs my water bottle. And I'm like, okay, this is not public property. You could have asked But fine. Until this guy goes full lips on my water bottle and just starts going at it. And I'm like, do you want me to kill you? How are you just going to walk up,
Yo.
not ask anything, just grab it like
dude,
it's your own, and just start making out with this thing?
Yo,
Who
the
are
balls
you?
on this kid.
What?
Kid. I said the balls on this kid. He said...
Or lack of. Like, bro. I was just there like, great, now I don't have a water. I ain't drinking from that. So I just have my Powerade. I don't even know what it is at this point. Gatorade, Powerade. But that really set me in the wrong mood. And then there was this Brazilian kid on the other team who was really loud and angry at all times. It was really funny, actually. But anyways, Jaron, I've probably put the listeners to sleep. So Jaron, bring them back, because you have what should be a cool story about a car, and then we'll progress into the music.
Bro, you've hyped this up. I don't know. I don't know if I'd call this a cool story more than it's just like, really,
L.
Jaron? It's just an L. Yeah. So basically, about a week ago. Wait, let me think. I gotta get my thoughts organized. Yeah. Yeah, it was a week ago. A week from yesterday was the last day of Easter break. And a couple days before that, I'm at home, right? And my parents asked me to go pick up our foreign exchange students and bring them back home. So I do that, and on the way back home, I'm at a stop sign in Sheila, the old 2006 silver Chevy Uplander. I got my soccer mom van and got the fuzzy dice hanging. I got my paper cutout of Ryan Reynolds. My Ryan Reynolds paper cutout on the dash, and I'm at the stop sign. I go to turn right, going 5 miles per hour, and I hit a pothole. I'm like, oh, I just hit a pothole. I didn't see it. It'll be all right. I wasn't going that fast. It was okay. And I'm driving, and about a minute later, I realized my steering wheel, instead of being level, like, the listeners, I'm sorry, but you know what a steering wheel looks like when you're going straight. You keep it level, right? Well, when I'm going straight, I'm holding it like this, like I'm turning right, and that's not how it's supposed to be.
Isn't that just like misaligned? Isn't that an easy fix?
Well, let me continue. And so I keep driving, and I'm at this point, I've driven for like 9-10 minutes, and I come to another stop, and there's just loud noise coming from the back right of my car, and I'm like, oh no. And so I pull over, turn on the flashers, and I get out, and I see my back right tire is literally just up against the body of my car. Like, it's just touching the body of my car. And I'm like, it's not supposed to look like that. That sucks. And so I get back in my van. I tell our Ford Exchange students, I look at them, I say, hey, guys, if you're not already buckled up, just buckle up. And so instead of maybe doing the slightly smarter thing, instead of maybe calling AAA or whatever, I decide, look, I'm 3 minutes away from home. I can make it. And make it I did. I made it. I drove home, and I went like 15 miles per hour under the speed limit. And
that's a lot.
And I did it without.
I'm calculating that's a.
Well, it was in the country, so I was still going like 40 miles per hour, and which is probably still too fast, especially with how my tire was. Essentially, we found out what happened was, like, I hit that pothole, and, like, I mean, my car's pretty old, and it's been used a lot. It's been on many, many, many road trips. Many trips to the beach, many trips to states very far away, and I think she had almost 300,000 miles on her with heavy usage.
Too.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. What's that in...
I don't know, man.
That's like... That's like
what?
500K, isn't it?
I don't know, man.
That's a lot.
But basically, the frame, like, just busted.
Died.
Like, broke. Like, the frame in my car just broke. And so, like, the thing is, my car runs, but the frame's broken. So we had it towed, and So it's getting put in the dump, and I think we're getting a little bit of money. Not the dump, but they're taking it to like a junkyard to get like broken down for parts or whatever. So my parents are they're gonna buy me a car. They're gonna spot me like a cheap car that's like maybe $3,000 or $4,000 or whatever. One that might last me a couple more years, and then I'm gonna pay them back. And so I'm carless. I had to hitch a ride with my good friend Jeremiah back to campus, and so I've lost a little bit of freedom. And rest in peace, Sheila. I'm gonna miss her. I did make sure to remember to grab the fuzzy dice and my paper cutout of Ryan Reynolds off of my dashboard before I left her to be sent off.
My
I actually
dearest
am
condolences.
I'm gonna miss that as much as I'm really excited to actually hopefully not have a minivan. I say that, and my parents might end up buying me another minivan. It just depends on how good of a deal they find. But bro, I swear if I have another minivan, I'm gonna be so upset, bro. But I'm excited because the idea of not driving a minivan is like super exciting.
I kind of lucked out because we had a really old minivan that my brother drove, and right before I was gonna eventually inherit it, it went. It like this same thing as yours, right? Been put through the ringer, had seen every last end of the earth, and then finally, like 2 months before I got my license that would allow me to drive on my own, the thing just kicked the can. Like it called it off, and then so you know what? Now I have a sexy little Mazda 3. It zips around the city like you've never seen before.
I'm actually jealous that you have a Mazda. Like,
we also knew the dealer, which is why we went to the Mazda. So that was so we kind of got like some fresh deals. And then it's been hit twice, both by women named Abby.
Like,
and I know a third Abby about to get her license. So I swear, if she hits my car.
Oh, didn't you? I think you told me a girl like at your school, didn't she like hit it?
Yeah.
Like or something. Yeah, and her name went. Oh wow.
I need to stop being friends.
Hey,
with
Abby,
Abby's.
if you're listening, which you probably aren't.
Which Abby, bro?
What the heck, Abby? Both of them. Abby's everywhere. If anybody named Abby's, don't, step off. Back up. All right? Check yourself. Evan will mess you up.
Oh, well, that's a bit far. But anyways, with all that out of the way, I think we are going to transition into some actual music, stuff you guys are actually here to listen to, hear us talk about, give our thoughts on, and we are going to open with arguably the biggest single in the last couple of weeks. I'm sure just by that alone, you can kind of assume what it is. It is Morgan Wallen's return, his first solo track, his first song on his discography since Dangerous way back when. That is, of course, Don't Think Jesus. He debuted it in October of last year on his Instagram, and it now got the studio treatment. It was put out on Good Friday, which is very fitting. Seems to be connecting with fans and critics alike. I've kind of given my thoughts on New Music Friday. I think it's incredible. But what are you saying?
I mean, I love this song. I have the version that he released on Instagram about a year ago. I've had downloaded on my phone, and I would occasionally go listen to it. So I've been listening to this song.
Jaron's been on Don't
for a year. I really enjoy the studio version. Like it's a really good song. Like he's also, what was that other song he had? Thought You Should Know.
Thought You Should Know. That
like he better release that because that's a banger too. Like
if I see an announcement saying like Morgan Wallen is releasing Thought You Should Know.
Yeah.
I will be like. I mean, it's hard to say like, hop on the bandwagon or whatever because he's already like the top dog. But like, I've already been a Morgan Wallen fan. But if he does that, I'm all in.
If I remember correctly, I think Miranda Lambert is actually a co-writer on Thought You Should Know.
I believe she is. That sounds very familiar. I think you're right on that.
But real quick before we move on to our next single, I have seen a couple of people online in the Discord talk about the song feels a little. They feel that the song feels it just the whole thing, this whole situation feels a little bit disingenuous.
Yep.
Is a pretty good word.
That's the main criticism I've heard.
Yeah.
From people.
And I'm not gonna say that they're wrong, because I think there is some truth to that. I could see where some people are coming from, but I think it says a lot. Like, this song was written about him. It's not just some song that is, oh, the words are so powerful and stuff like that. I mean, the words are powerful, but the song is written about Morgan.
Yeah.
You know, and people's complaint is that he didn't write it, other people did. So it feels less genuine. And sure, I think it would probably feel more genuine if he had written it. But the fact that he's willing to cut this song that is very much about his mistakes and about redemption and forgiveness and making mistakes, and I think it says a lot about how much he's willing to own up to.
Yeah, and even then, like,
also the fact that it could be embarrassing for somebody to be like, hey dude, we wrote this song about you, and then you cut it. Like, they're writing about...
Not in a good way. This
yeah,
isn't painting him in a good light.
Yeah, they're writing about a mistake you made. So I still think it's coming from a genuine place.
Yeah, I think, especially with the perspective... Sorry, I kind of cut you off there.
No, you're fine. I'm done.
With the perspective it's written from, it's not like it's being written from a first-person perspective of Morgan. Because I feel like that'd be where it's a lot easier for it to be, like, with the disingenuous argument. But I feel like in the way it was written with other people, it almost makes it more jarring, because it's someone else saying to Morgan that if they were Jesus, like, I'd say to hell with you, there ain't no helping you, which I think arguably makes it a little more powerful in that regard. I've also heard some people say that, like, oh, it's cool, but, like, who cares, because he's probably gonna go out and mess up again. And it's like, okay, that's the point of the song.
Okay. That is the point of the song. Also, I just gotta say something, because you bring that up. That's a good point. I'm just gonna say it like this. It, quite frankly, pisses me off how much people hold artists, and I get it. Artists are in a position of, they are in positions of power. They're people that people look up to, but they're just like us. Like, and some people forget that. Like, what Morgan did. I'm not saying what Morgan did is okay. I'm not saying that at all, because it wasn't. But I guarantee you there's 100 other people that have also done something almost exactly like that. And just because they weren't recorded, like, who's holding them accountable for, like, you know, it's just...
It's a weird culture dynamic.
Yeah, and I hate it. But I'm also a person that, I hate politics. I hate people yelling at each other. I hate it when it's not a conversation, it's an argument. And what does that do? It doesn't help anything. Like, Morgan's one of those people that's probably going to be polarizing for the majority of his life. But yeah. Let's move on.
But,
I'll step off my soapbox real quick.
The music's really good.
The music's
right
good.
Now, so
the music's
we
good.
will enjoy that. Moving on, we have kind of a surprise single, or maybe I just forgot it was, like, coming till it arrived, but it was announced like a week before, I think. Midland. Finally, Midland did a song with Jon Pardi, Long Neck Way to Go. And this is a collaboration, Midland and Jon Pardi, that I have been begging for long before this channel was a thing.
Yeah.
Long before,
yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. If I could go back to, like, 2019, Overshore, and be like, yo, Evan, Midland and Jon Pardi are going to do a song together, I'd be like, yes. Yes, they are. Indeed, they are. This collaboration had to happen. Now, it's 3 years later than I would have wanted, but it happened.
Hey,
and I'm not going to lie. Do I think it's the best Midland song of all time?
It's not.
No.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah,
but...
it's a fun song. It's not the, like, craziest thing lyrically. I think it's a pretty, like, tongue-in-cheek, got a long neck way to go. It's like...
Yeah.
okay, but
Yeah.
the song is so much fun. It sounds
Sure.
so good. John Party and Midland, like that blend of acts is just as good as I thought it would sound. They're just a perfect match, the four of them, and the cover is really funny too.
Yeah.
So I like it.
I want to say something real quick.
Yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. I don't have too
Yeah.
many on it. I think it's a decent song.
Can Midland stop releasing songs off of this album?
Thank you. I have a video coming on this whenever I get time. Whenever I get freaking time.
Look, I'm not
doing a
gonna.
video.
I didn't need another single. It's not
7
that.
out of 12 now. We're above
And
the
I get-
50% threshold.
I get that the EP came out a while ago, so they're trying to. I think they released The Last Resort like a month ago or a month and a half ago or something, and then they're releasing this, and then I think the album comes out. So I get it. They released 2 more singles to help
But now we're just actually getting
to help
more.
remind people. But it's just like, yeah, now it's just like, a part of me is kind of really sad. I'm not even gonna lie. Most of me is really sad because I've heard, like, and that's why I think I only really listened to this John Party Midland song once because I was like, if I'm being honest, I didn't even really want to listen to it because I wanted to wait.
I'm borderline with you. Not borderline. I'm with you there. Like,
Yeah.
and it pains me because, like, at least right now, outside of country, it is like a tidal wave of music right now. Not that country isn't like that, but I look around at other genres, for example, and like people are talking about this 4-week stretch where you got the Pusha T album came out, Future comes out this Friday, Jack Harlow's the following Friday, Kendrick Lamar is the next Friday, and it's like those albums. I know Pusha T had like Diet Coke out. I don't know if there's another pre-release. Future is just, to my knowledge, dropping the album cold. Like, he announced it like 3 weeks ago, and he's just gonna drop it. And then, like, Jack Harlow, out of the 15 songs, he dropped 2. You can't even see the titles or anything of the other ones. They're just blank. And then the whole album comes out. Kendrick Lamar is not releasing anything until the whole album. And it's like, that's what I need in country music, okay? Stop giving me the whole album before the album actually comes out. Like, because don't give me 80% of an album. Give me 100% of an album and give it to me at the same time so I can enjoy it as an album. It's like, this isn't a... I thought it wasn't a tough concept, but I feel like because I follow other genres and I kind of watch at these things, it is definitely like... what's the word I'm looking for? It's definitely way more of a thing in country music for albums to have. Like, if anyone released like 7 of 12 songs from an upcoming album in any of the other genres, it would stick out as like, what the heck are they doing?
Yeah,
So,
it's weird.
Midland
But I
don't
also
get
think-
the pass.
Yeah, I do think the only thing about Midland is that they didn't release 7 singles. They released 2 singles, or technically 3, but the EP, they're kind of
but
like
all
singles.
together,
But yeah, it's the same thing basically. But I do think it's interesting. Like, we'll have a 12 track album, and we've already heard 7 of the songs. But then we've got people like Zach Bryan he's only released 3 or 4 of the songs on his upcoming 34 song album. And it's like, if anything, it would make sense to release 7 tracks off of that.
Exactly.
But I'm not saying I want that, because I don't want that. I'm just saying we're getting like an opposite kind of thing here, and it's like, what's happening right now? But that being said, both Zach Bryan and Midland make good music, so I can't complain.
Oh yeah, no, I'm never gonna complain
too
about
much.
new Zach Bryan and Midland music, but I do have preferred methods of how I get that.
Sure.
But yeah, I think on to another single and album announcement.
Talk about Luke Combs, everybody.
All right, we're doing Luke Combs first. Yes.
Yeah.
I just kicked my desk.
We're not going to talk about Luke Combs?
No, we can do Luke Combs first.
Okay.
The order does not matter.
I thought
you can take the reins.
Well, I thought you were leading into Luke Combs because he announced his album.
Oh yeah, we can.
But you literally said that. And then I said Luke Combs, and then you were like,
Well, there's
"Oh, we
another
can talk
album
about."
announcement that I'm excited for that came out.
Oh,
soon.
whatever, guys. Evan's freaking making me mad. Anyway, Luke Combs. I want to talk about it real quick because this album cover could have been so freaking good, and then he put half of his face on it, bro. Like, what? Why?
It's
Luke,
no diss to Luke's face. It's just you had a great album cover. And then
why is Luke feel the need to just like his last? Let's be real. His last album's cover, it wasn't it, Chief. Like it wasn't.
I feel like the only one who kind of likes the what you.
Like it's not. Like it's not. Look, it's not the. It's just not that good. Like I'm not. It's not horrible, but it just isn't that good. And then this one.
I like it. The what you see is what you get.
This one.
This one's not it. It could have been, but like you said,
No, but the thing is, I think this is his best album cover, and the thing is, like, why is half of your face? Why is half of your face?
If he just left it as like,
what is happening? Like,
if he just took the half portrait out and kept the comic bar, that would have been such a cool cover.
Yeah.
Or worst case scenario, okay, fine. Let's say you really want to have that half portrait. Can you at least make it in a cartoon style to match the rest of the cover?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Like,
I would be willing.
What could have?
I would
want
to see what that would look like. Yeah. I don't understand. Luke Combs is just out here messing with us. He's just like, hey, I'm gonna make another album, and the album cover, it's gonna almost be good, and then I'm gonna make it not good, and I'm gonna do that for every album. Every album that I make. I swear, that's what he does, bro. It's like, I don't know. But Tomorrow Me is a pretty good song.
I must say.
I like the production. I like the instrumentation. It's a pretty okay song. That's my thoughts on it.
This is my... I'm trying to think back to... But this is my favorite song he's put out in a while. When you're talking about like the deluxe songs from What You See Is What You Get.
Sure.
I feel like I'm forgetting something that was in between.
He had 6 Feet Apart, and he also had The Great Divide, which were both.
That was very cool.
The Great Divide, I think, is the best song he's released. Probably his best song. I'm not even gonna lie.
I respect it.
No, but the Great Divide is just a really good song. We haven't actually talked about that before, but like freaking him and Billy Strings killing it. Like the bluegrass vibes on. It's a cool song, and of course it's not gonna have a huge amount of radio success. That doesn't surprise me, but I just think it's. Sorry, I just think it's his best song. I want more of that, Luke. Bro.
I'm down for it, but
maybe we'll get some shades of that. We'll see. But.
I'd love to. But this new one, Tomorrow Me, I think it kind of just highlights everything Luke's good at. The production feels really nice. I kind of like the whole slower vibe to it. Grady said it in his video, but I was going to say it in New Music Friday when I covered it. So, like, I'm going to say it anyways. But I think there's a real connection with, like, Dear Today, which that one still kind of makes me salty. Oh my gosh! Only because the Zach Bryan-esque phone recording sounds cool. The produced part sounds cool. Let's not hop back and forth between the two.
Yeah, that is a little weird, but it almost works for me. Also, I did forget that Dear Today exists. I love Dear Today. That is a great
Tomorrow Me reminds me a lot of Dear Today.
Yeah, but Dear Today's better.
I think Dear Today could have been better, but at the same time, actually, I don't know. I'd have to listen to Tomorrow Me more, but I really like Tomorrow Me. Big fan. Luke Combs album coming June 24th. Big fan. Album cover. Small fan. My
only thing with this album, and I'll make it quick because I want to move on to the next thing, but
yeah,
I want Luke. This was good. And it's a little bit different than his more recent singles and stuff like that. I just want less of. I want to see Luke experiment more. That's why I think that's also part of why I like The Great Divide so much, because it's so
out there. It's different.
But I also think that it's really well written. But anyway, I I'm
Yeah.
I'm
I
cautiously
also really
optimistic.
quick before we move on.
Mhm.
I like that it's shorter. A 12 song album as opposed to like 17, 18. I like
Yeah.
that move.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's
Please,
more
please, can
quality
we
over
get more
quantity.
shorter albums? Actually, a more concise, shorter album with less filler. Also, can we get a Josh Turner album? Can we? While we're at it, while I'm at it,
Out
like
of nowhere with the
might as
Josh Turner.
might as well just. Anyway, what's next, Evan? What's next? What do we
What's
got here?
next is an album announcement that I have been waiting for. I forget exactly in my video earlier this year the country albums I'm most excited for in 2022.
Oh,
I
I
forget.
know who you're talking about. I was spacing. My bad. I completely spaced.
I-
Continue. I just realized. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget where exactly I put this in the video. If it wasn't like my most anticipated, I made a mistake because ever since Brett Eldredge put out Sunday Drive, which has grown to be one of my favorite albums of all time,
I would
have
argue.
been... What?
I would argue that it's one of the greatest albums of the past. It came out in 2020,
I wouldn't
right?
argue. I would claim, and if you try and argue it, I would stop talking to you. But
Wait, hold up. Did it come
yeah.
out in 2020?
Yeah.
I would. Okay, so it's in that 2020. I think in the 2020s, I think it's going to be one of the greatest country albums of this decade.
It's the best album. It's my favorite album of this decade so far, too.
I think I would
by
agree
far.
with that. Although I think Human's really good too by Cody Johnson. I still really
I'm
like
taking
Human.
Sunday Drive, but that's
Yeah.
just me. But anyways,
Well, okay, sorry. Continue.
no, sorry. I've cut you off a few times. Don't let me do that.
No, I just go. I don't even think I was gonna say anything.
Yeah, Brett Eldredge finally he dropped his new song, "Songs About You," along with the announcement that the album "Songs About You" is coming out on June 17th, a week before the Luke Combs album. June is going to be a good month for country music fans, and I am just through the roof with excitement. It's 12 songs. We have 3. Holy Water. Oh my gosh, why am I...
Bro, all 3 of
blanking?
these songs are bangers.
Want That Back and Songs About You. I'm hoping he doesn't release anything more because I don't want any more teasers.
Yeah, we don't need it anymore, bro.
3 for 3 so far. And I think, honestly, it depends. In the right environment, Want That Back is like the undisputed GOAT. However...
I think Want That Back is... That's what I was just thinking. I think Want That Back is the standout. But
Songs About
they're
You
all
is-
they're each kind of scratch a different itch. I feel like,
Mhm.
like because
Yeah. Songs About You is
Holy
very
Water,
bluesy, very
Holy
groovy.
Water, Holy Water is so like, you are holy water. It's just
very
like so.
much like a gospel
Yeah,
hymn.
I don't know. It kind of feels like
Holy.
Yeah. I like the feel of the song. Kind of matches the references, the holy water kind of thing. So
Yeah, which is always great.
bro, I'm excited for this. And
Also-
I kind of dig the colors. I like the dark greens.
I was
on this
just
album
gonna
cover.
say, coming from the Luke Combs album, I love
Luke
this-
Combs, bruh. Y'all, who is letting him do this to me? I'm sorry, I'm back on. Who is letting him? Who is letting him? Why? Luke Combs? Sorry.
This
Your album
Brett
covers
Eldredge-
are just kind of dog cheeks. Like it's like not good. That's all I have to say. Sorry. Anyway,
The Brett Eldredge cover is very cool. I love, like you said, I love the color schemes. I love the like chaotic, fuzzy background
yeah.
with
Yeah.
Brett just standing still like that. I am so freaking excited. I think Songs About You is an absolute banger. When I walk, it's one of those songs that when I'm walking through the halls listening to it, it's like, yeah, I am better than everyone here.
Hey yo.
It just makes
Evan-
you feel good. It's one of those.
I'm better than everyone. Evan's
You know
a narcissist.
you know what I mean. Not that I genuinely think that, but you know the songs just make you feel good. You're like, yeah, that's right.
Sure. I mean, okay. I can get on board with the makes me feel good, but I don't know if a song makes me. Yeah, I'm better than you. Yeah, I don't know if a song's ever done that.
Look, it's a not figure of speech. That's not. Please pan your camera down again. Thank you. This is a work of art.
He's got popcorn in his hand. Oh wait, no, that's not. Is that a? No, that's a McDonald's bag. Oh my gosh. For the listeners, my roommate just crawled in. He opened the door and crawled.
Trying to evade the camera, but Jaron just putting it down. Yeah, you know what? Maybe the Feel Better Than You doesn't exactly fit this. No, the more I think about it, that was stupid. It's 11 p.m. My brain's tired. But this song is a very feel-good song. It's so groovy. I love the way the instrumental. Gosh, I'm trying to collect my thoughts here, but
good song.
Like,
song good.
Just trying to get through, and like, is it a synth or something? There's something that follows his vocal line. Maybe it's a guitar.
I'm, sure.
I'm completely blanking. I absolutely love that part. I absolutely love this song. I love all the songs so far, and I am beyond excited for this Brett Eldredge album.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Well, what I told Evan right before we started recording, I looked at Evan through the camera lens on Discord, and I said, Brett Eldredge is my dad. And he just is, man. Brett Eldredge. Look, if you had asked me,
not just
if you had asked me, oh well, no, okay, hold up, let's calm down. Well, presently, Brett Eldredge holds the title of Jaron's dad. You know, not literally. I love my dad, my actual dad. Shout out to Mark Pike. He's a real one. But like, look, Josh, I know it's probably not your fault. I'm sure the label's doing stuff, but I just need another. Like, I need an original album. And until then, Brett's just gonna be right here for me. He's gonna be right here, and I'm just gonna pop in Sunday Drive, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna like cry and do all those things, and it's just so good. But anyway, if you had asked me like 2 years ago this time, so like, and that was before Sunday Drive came out. If you had asked me 2 years ago around this time if I was a Brett Eldredge fan, I would have been like, oh heck nah, man.
Same.
Like
completely.
no. Like, he's got a couple of decent, okay songs, but then like,
he has
I'm a fan.
Really turned it on. Like, he has really separated himself over this.
And listening to Sunday Drive turned me on to his Christmas albums, and like, I'm a fan. Anyway, let's.
Brett Eldredge is the honorary father of this podcast.
Yeah.
That's what we're getting at.
Yeah. But like in a super like. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
We're gonna move on to an EP that I know Jaron must have been very excited for.
I'm in love.
Consistent.
I'm engaged. Actually.
Frequent listeners of the podcast, simply based off of that, know exactly what we are going to talk about. Is Jaron's fantasy wife, Tenille Townes.
Whoa.
Well, she's not your actual wife, unfortunately. But she did respond to you on Instagram, which I still find really funny.
Yeah, we've had conversations.
We have.
I was having an identity crisis at the beginning of last semester, and I was like, Tenille,
but then she replied,
and she literally like had a kind of a conversation with me. It was kind of cool. The thing is, on a totally serious note, I know I like to meme and joke around about, but like, Tenille's actually like a great person. Like,
well, she's Canadian.
It shows up. Shut up. bruh. You just gonna. Oh, it's because she's Canadian. All right,
yeah.
okay. But anyway, it's like she genuinely. I just love how vulnerable she can be, but then on the same side, like, I feel like I know her. Like, I feel like I know I've met people like her, because the way that she's so friendly and vulnerable on Instagram, and she like sends out text messages, she'll record videos, and she's one of the artists that I feel like I relate to the most, because, and especially after listening to this EP is her just kind of putting it all out there in a way. From When's It Gonna Happen, with like wondering if she's ever gonna find that one person, cross my heart and hope to die. That was a joke.
Unless
and, like,
Tenille actually wants to.
And then there's The Sound of Being Alone. And I was like, and then it's like Villain and Me, and it's like sometimes you're your own worst like enemy, and like this just like this yin and yang kind of inside of you, and there's shared walls, and like all of these songs are just like, man, this is just a good EP. I think. I don't know how Evan feels about it, but I will say before Evan gives his thoughts. That I like this. In a lot of ways, this is one of my favorite EPs I've ever listened to already. But I will say, I appreciate what the Sound of Being Alone was doing, but I'm not a huge fan of how it sounds all the time. Like sometimes it hits for me, and sometimes it doesn't. And like, I'm not always sure. I'm not always sure how I feel about it, and I get the vibe she was going for. It's still a good song. It's just it feels kind of weird. I don't know. But anyway,
I know what you mean. I also
this song is like a freaking 9 out of 10. Evan, talk to me.
No, I think this is a very strong EP as well. Like you said, Sound of Being Alone almost depends how you're feeling when you listen to it.
Yeah.
Shared Walls with Brayland is one that I think it's got a really cool melody. I will say that when she like jumps up and down, really like that. I do think the production at times can be a little like intrusive, a little distracting.
Really?
Why are you giving me that face?
Well, I don't know. I just never got that vibe. I just thought that was an interesting thing.
Maybe that's just me, but
I don't know.
I think Same Road Home. It's a sentiment we've all heard before, but I think Tenille just does it in a really approachable, really charming way. And then Light in Your Eyes, something about that as a closer. That song really just hit with me.
Light in Your Eyes. I think I might have posted Light in Your Eyes on my story with like a sunset picture like a day or two ago. But Light in Your Eyes and Shared Walls, I think, in my opinion, are the best songs on this album. Villain and Me is also probably from like
I
a
was
writing
gonna say
standpoint.
I'd put Villain and Me in that conversation.
Villain and Me, but it's not for me. Villain and Me is not one that I can just like jam out to like I can with Shared Walls or Light in Your Eyes, because Villain and Me is just kind of like this heavy song. It's not bad. It's really good. It's just kind of heavier.
I think I've listened to it twice, which granted is decent. But I'm interested to see how some of these songs age on me. But like as far as like ones I will pick out, like for example, Light in Your Eyes, that is one I can see myself going back to quite a bit. And I think it's a very, like you said, maybe I don't feel as strong as you in the sense that it's not like one of my favorite EPs I've ever heard, but I do.
I also just so no, finish your thoughts. Sorry.
I was just gonna say I do think very highly of this EP. I think it's really good.
We're interrupting each other too much this episode. We sincerely apologize. But obviously everybody's biased. I say that, but everybody's biased towards whatever. But like, I'm a person that really, really likes Tenille's voice. It's so unique. It's just so, I don't know. I love everything about Tenille. Just her willingness to be vulnerable. And it's just cool. Like, I read every caption that she posts on Instagram. And I think, like, in her most recent one, she did this cool video where she, like, framed her camera in, like, the same spot. And, like, she filmed one thing of her in, like, one outfit, like a black leather outfit with, like, a black guitar. And and then on the other side, it was like a white outfit with like blue jeans and like her brown guitar. And it's like the two sides, like one is like the vulnerable, shy person, the quiet one, and then the other one is like the rocker who like just lets it all out and is like. And I just think it's so interesting that she's reached this point where she's willing to be real with herself, and she doesn't care what other people think.
She's got a real cool attitude to her.
I just respect that a lot. And I also think that her music's really good. I don't know.
Tenille Townes, big thumbs up on the EP.
Yeah.
Great artist. Check it out. But now I think we're going to transition into something the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Because not on the topic of good music, Jason Aldean, he put out his album Georgia, and golly, does it ever reek? Wow.
I have a confession.
What?
I have a confession.
Yeah.
I turned on this album. I listened to 3 songs. I looked at my buddy Jeremiah, who was doing homework next to me, and I said, I'm not listening to any more of this.
I don't blame you.
And I didn't listen.
Wait, but did you hear Cowboy and Me? Or Ain't Enough Cowboy,
I have,
sorry.
I have been told that is not a good one.
Okay.
Um,
Honestly, when the podcast ends, listen to Ain't Enough, or whatever it's called, bro. It, oh, man.
well, the
Look.
cool thing, I can cue it up because I can like, listen to it
don't,
over.
don't, like, put yourself through too much while you're live on air. But,
Okay, I don't like how that. Okay.
I'm still on the fence if I want to review this or not. Granted, my whole production was kind of sidelined because I kind of just lost my voice for like almost an entire week. Jaron and I were supposed to record some other stuff, but that's been delayed. I wasn't able to record any videos because I just didn't have a voice for so long. So I'm still debating now if I want to review the Jason Aldean album because generally speaking, my outlook on content creation, as far as what music I'm going to review, my thought process is, because I've heard some people say I'm not critical enough, I think often it's just like, it's what I choose to review, because
Yeah.
it takes time to make a review. It takes time to plan it. So my philosophy is since being a busy person where I don't have time to get to everything, I would rather invest that energy and that time into something I feel positively about as opposed to negatively. However, in the case of Jason Aldean, I feel so passionately negatively about this that I'm still tempted to review it, even though it would just be me for like 5.5 minutes absolutely raining down hell on this album because it is one
What
of
was
the
the song that was so bad?
What?
What was the song that you said was like really bad? Sorry to interrupt, but
It's like
I'm
the
curious.
fourth song, Ain't Enough Cowboy.
Ain't Enough Cowboy. All right. Continue talking.
Horrendous. But yeah, this honestly might be. I actually look back at my worst music of 2021. This trumps that easy. Like, I'm taking Life Rolls On by Florida Georgia Line over this album 7 days a week.
Wow.
Like, it.
And I didn't even listen to that one either. Oh,
bro,
man.
This Jason Aldean album, it's a mess. The songs aren't very good. The production's not good. The writing's not good.
Okay.
The layout's not good. Hold on.
I have
let me give one.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
It doesn't make
We're
any
interrupting
sense.
each other.
He's branded this. The double album doesn't make any sense. He's branded this as like a dedication to his hometown. There's nothing remotely related to Georgia. Nothing is Georgian. It's just bad Jason out. Like Macon had some moments, and like even if I think Macon was like pretty generic, like okay, this is just Jason Aldean music, not done to the best of his abilities. Georgia is like that, but just 20 times worse. This is so bad. I can't deal with this album. I can't. Sorry, what were you gonna say? Because I think you're listening to Ain't Enough Cowboy as we speak, aren't you?
I am. My first thought, after, I think I'm about halfway through the song right now, and I just happened to hear the words "make up sex."
Yep.
But this sounds like a song that would have been on Billy Currington's Intuition.
I get
Kind
that.
of.
I get that.
And I think that's largely due in part to the horrible production choices. I'm gonna not listen to it anymore. 'Cause it's not
I'm in
good.
full support of that.
Yeah, guys, I wish Jason Aldean. The thing is, Jason Aldean has songs that I actually kind of like.
He's got big bangers. He's got great songs.
He does. He really does. And I'm a person that
none
like.
of them reside on Georgia.
Like he's got a couple like I like Riverview Town. I like Drowns the Whiskey. I Don't Drink Anymore off of 9. I think that's
Thank you.
That's the
I
only
love that song.
It's a really good song.
I think
Dirt Road
I feel
Anthem's a guilty pleasure, of course, and
I feel like it's kind of basic, but I'm sorry, You Make It Easy is still a great song.
You Make It
in
Easy
my
is
opinion.
good. I heard that one a lot, so I
That's-
like overplayed, and so it's just kind of like it's decent. But I don't know, man. Jason Aldean, what are you doing? And why are you and Brantley Gilbert just making bad music right now? And the thing is, I'm a person that likes some of Brantley Gilbert's older stuff. Is pretty good. It's just weird, man. I don't know what some artists just be doing. They just be doing what they've always done, I don't know. They just do what they do. You know.
In the case of Jason Aldean, I hope he just stops doing what he do. Not that he stops making music, but just Georgia. Oh my gosh! Look, we're gonna move on.
Yeah. Let's...
to the oldest segment on the show. What are we listening to?
Yo.
Jaron, would you like to go first or second?
I would love to start first because the heater of an EP that I have brought, listening to this EP is like, oh my gosh. After listening to that Jason Aldean song, this EP is like a breath of fresh air, bro. Like, not even that. That's not even the best, like, I don't know. I don't have the words to describe it, but this is an EP called Doing It Right by Chase Beckham. And let me just say that it's amazing. And maybe I'm hyping it up a little bit too much, but I was impressed. And let me just give a little bit of backstory. About a week ago, me and my buddy Jeremiah were sitting in my room, and then I'm playing the new Lego Star Wars game. And my buddy Jeremiah looks at me and goes, why don't we just go take some sunset pictures? So me and him drove out, and we both needed to go to Walmart too, so we like went and drove for like 30 minutes and just took some pictures of the sunset, and then we went to Walmart and stuff like that. And while me and him, no words are said, he just puts on this EP that he found. Like, I think he found it through autoplay on Spotify. And he's like, hey, I think you'll like this. He throws it on, and we don't talk. We just drive around through the country and looking at the sunset and stuff like that. And, bro, this album, or EP, it's good pop country. Like, that's what it is. It's like, in the same way that, like, I would say that Scotty McCreery or Morgan Wallen is good pop country. More so Seasons Changed by Scotty McCreery. His newest album was a little bit hit or miss for me, but this EP is like, to me, it's 6 songs. All 6 of these songs are like the best parts of Season Change from Scotty McCreery's album. It's acoustic in all the right places, and there's not a whole lot of synthetic stuff, but it's like still very like poppy and like energetic, but then there's also like these slow moments, and it's hard to pick. It really is hard to pick standout songs on this, I highly encourage you guys to. This is the most fun I've had with an EP, and if I'm being honest, I think I like it more than Tenille Townes' newest EP. But this one's just a lot of fun. This one reminds me of summer. Like this one makes me feel good. Mm-hmm. Like in the same way that Songs for You, is it Songs for You by Brett Eldridge? Is that the name of the song?
Songs About You.
Songs About You. Yeah. In the same way that song kind of makes you feel a little bit better, this whole album just makes me feel like it just takes me to summer. It takes me to the island and like riding my bike and like hanging out with friends and like being around the campfire and just being stupid and like, and I love it, man. His name's Chase Beckham. His name's spelled weird. It's Chayce. I should give some. I'll try it here. I'm looking at the track list. His song, "Tell Me Twice," and "Talk to Me" are my favorites. "I'll Take the Bar" is also really good, and the opener, "Where the River Goes," is just so fun. And there's banjo like in the back, and it's just. I know I just listed 4 tracks.
Some banjo.
But like, I just raved about this album, and people are probably gonna listen to it and be like, "Jaron, what are you smoking?" But I'm pretty sure this is a good EP. And I really like it.
Sure.
It also came out in 2022. Like,
yeah, I was just looking at that. It's very new.
It's very new. I don't know exactly when it released. I know nothing about Chase Beckham. All I know is that this EP is good, and y'all should check it out. Like, it's good. But Evan,
yeah.
What are you listening to?
Funny, you should ask. I kind of struggled this time around for like what I was gonna bring, because if I'm being honest, if there is one thing that I have really been listening to, "Love Goes" by Clayton Mullen. Like, I talked about this song I don't know if you've heard it.
I did listen to it a couple times.
I talked very positively about it in New Music Friday, and I have not been able to let this song go. Like, I have been listening to it so much. However, I was like, you know what? I brought a 3-song EP last time. So it's like, do I want to like bring one song? I
Evan,
don't
do what you
know.
want to do. Do what you
I
want to
do
do,
what
Evan.
I do, but
There's no rules here.
there are no rules. And so, however, Love Goes by Clayton Mullen. I honestly think it's my favorite song of the year so far.
Oh, wow.
However, I was like, I'm going to bring an album, but I was like, dang, there's not really like any specific country albums, like new country albums that I can bring as like a hey, this. Because, normally I'm like surfing around and there's something new I find or something someone suggests. It's like, yeah, like I've been listening to this. I want to bring this. But this time around, I kind of struggle. It's like I don't really have anything new. However, there was one album that I have been listening to. And it's an alternative album.
Okay.
It's by a group that I had always like heard of. I knew their name, but I never knew anything about them or even like who they were, or whatever. By Beach House, right? And
I might know who this is.
I feel like you've probably heard their most popular songs. I am bringing their 2015 album, Depression Cherry, which is a weird name. However, this album is beautiful. I love it. It's kind of, if I had to give it one criticism, it can sort of mesh into like, it's basically like dreamy, synthetic alternative music, very fit for a background, very atmospheric, which I will always have a soft spot in my heart for those kind of like dreamy, ethereal, get lost in the music, that kind of stuff. I always love that. Childish Gambino has some songs like that too that I love in that vein. Depression Cherry, it can kind of feel like 45 minutes of just like soft synthesizers, pretty vocals, and like some electric guitars here and there. But
Sure.
I really like this album, and I tell you what, listening to it like driving home at night and putting this on, it's just like And like the most popular song, their most popular song, the one that I found a few days ago, I just never knew what it was called. The reason I checked out this album, Space Song, is like that main riff they have in that song, like it is so gold, and they borderline beat it like a dead horse throughout the song, but it's such a perfect riff that they can't overuse it. And so, you know what? It's not country, which is kind of what we're here to talk about. However, that's just what I've been listening to.
For this segment, we're allowed to not bring country.
Oh yeah, but it's just like I want to bring some stuff that people can really cling to. So, in that case, Love Goes by Clayton Mullen. Keep listening to that song. I freaking love it. However, as far as albums go, if I'm being honest with myself, the new album that is new to me and I've been listening to quite a bit lately would be Depression Cherry by Beach House. So that's what I've been listening to.
I actually am a little bit familiar with Beach House.
I
think I
know
might
I've
have heard
heard the
Space
name.
Song, maybe. But I do remember my buddy Chandler lives on the floor above me. Shout out to Chandler. You don't watch the podcast, but whatever. Or listen to it, whatever. But I remember him telling me about the song. Is it PPP or Triple P?
PPP sounds funnier, so let's go with that.
Okay, PPP. I just remember him telling me he really liked that song, and I still have yet to check it out, but now that you have recommended the album, I might have to do that.
You might have to.
Yeah. All right. It is time for
the final segment of the episode today.
Who the frick is this?
Who the frick is that guy or girl? In case you're unfamiliar, in case you're new, here's how it's gonna work. For Who the Frick, Jaron has prepared 3 artists. He has gone on their Wikipedia page and grabbed information, some cool fun facts, some interesting stories, some statistics. He has 3 hints on each artist. I have 1 guess per hint to guess which artist it is. It will progressively get harder. There is a time limit. I have 1 minute per guess. Play along from wherever you're listening or watching this to. It's always fun. And Jaron, I'll let you take over because this is
right.
your time to shine. This is your segment.
It is. This is my time to shine. Okay. So, I think this first one. Let's see. We'll see where this goes. I think you'll get this. The thing is with. I can't. I shouldn't talk. We can talk about it after we find out who it is. So, I feel like I wanna defend myself with my hints, but I can't really do that without.
We'll see.
Giving more hints. All right. So the first one, and I will say that just a reminder: the timer starts after I've given, once I finish giving the hint. 24 of their 35 singles have reached number 1 on either the Hot Country Songs or Country Airplay charts. This artist's debut single was titled Hicktown.
Hicktown.
Mm-hmm.
Now you say there, which makes me think group.
I say there to so that I don't want to give away gender is what I'm avoiding.
Oh, okay.
You can, but it could be a group. But that's why I say there.
Hicktown. I am not familiar with a Hicktown.
Yeah.
But when we're talking 35 singles.
Yeah, and 24 of them have reached number 1.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
This has got me thinking someone that obviously started more in the 2000s.
Yeah, probably. Maybe.
I have no... Hicktown's doing nothing for me. I don't know
Okay.
I don't know who made that song, so I'm just going to throw
out a guess.
2000s name, someone who's had a bunch of hits. Good golly. This isn't it.
I forgot to start my timer. I'm going to give you 10 seconds.
You're good. I'm just going to throw a name out there. I don't think she's had this many number 1s, though. Miranda Lambert.
Nope, not Miranda Lambert.
I don't think she's had
All right.
nearly that many number 1s.
Yeah, I don't think she has
That's
either.
probably a dumb guess.
Sadly. I think she probably deserves
more.
Yeah. All right, second hint. This artist's real last name is Williams. As a performer, they chose to use their middle name and changed its spelling in order to stand out. So not only did they choose to use their middle name, they also chose to change the spelling.
Oh, man.
I had to choose some pretty obscure hints for this one because otherwise it would have been a pretty dead giveaway. I feel like, and me saying that might be a dead giveaway. Who knows?
Oh, man. I feel like that should help me out, but I don't know. Oh, jeez. I'm honestly still clinging to that 24 number 1s.
I'll say 30 seconds.
And I don't really... I'm still pretty directionless. I'm kind of just throwing guesses out here. And I'm going to say, even though this is probably very wrong, he doesn't have that many number 1s, though.
Just, okay.
Dierks Bentley, man.
It is not Dierks Bentley. It is not.
This one's put me for a bit of a whirl.
Yeah, I had to make that. I know this is only the first one, but maybe this one shouldn't have been the first one.
24 number 1s. Not many people have that.
Yeah, it's...
I feel like I should be thinking big.
All right, this last guess is simple. I think it's going to help you out a lot. This is why it was the last guess.
The pressure that comes with that now.
I'm sorry. Maybe I should have said that. Maybe I should just not talk.
All right, send it over.
This artist is from Georgia.
Wait, is this in reference to someone we've just been talking about? I feel like Jason Aldean would fit. He's probably... You know what? Because I feel like he's had that many...
Talk to me, Evan.
I feel like Jason Aldean's had that many number 1s because he's been kicking around for so long. He's got 12 albums at this point. It wouldn't surprise me if he changed the spelling of his name. And as far as Georgia goes, He's the only Georgian I can think of that matches this time frame and this scale. So I'm gonna say Jason Aldean.
That is correct. I knew.
Last name's Williams. Interesting.
Yeah, his so it actually is interesting. I didn't know any of this. His name was Jason William. Yeah, sorry, Jason Aldean Williams, but Aldean is spelled Aldine.
Oh.
Like, and he changed. I think he legally changed the name of his spelling and chose to go by that name. And it's interesting because he wanted to stand out, which I mean, I think it works. Nobody else has that last name, and it's not spelled that way either. So, good. Okay. I was a little... See, I knew that last one would help you a lot.
Yeah. Especially since it was fresh on my mind.
It was Jason Aldean. I just was like, you know what, I'll do Jason Aldean this episode, even though we'd already I knew we were going to be talking about him. So I had to make it a little difficult. Yeah, I had to make it a little difficult. All right. This next one, this is going to be fun. This artist got married this past March, and they got engaged this summer of 2021. So this past summer.
Hardy?
No.
Dang it. I thought I had that.
All right, on to the next.
Oh, no, Hardy got married, oh, shoot.
On to the next,
Dang, I was got it in 3 seconds.
I mean, no. That's a good guess. Good
All right.
That's a good guess. Second one. This artist grew up in Texas. They learned to play the violin at a young age and was in their school's orchestra.
Violin. Texas. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have another pretty good guess. As far as the marriage one's really helping me, and the Texas. I think this could be Parker McCollum.
You would be correct.
Yeah, I remember he just got married.
Yeah, I figured you would probably get this. My last clue was that this tour. This artist has toured with Dierks Bentley and Riley Green. I don't know if that would have helped.
I think that that probably would have rung a bell. Although it's hard to say because now that I know, it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But violin, school orchestra, that's kind of cool.
All right. I'm really excited for this third one. I want to see if you can get it. Okay.
All right, run it.
All right. This artist has a stage name that doesn't resemble their real name in any regard. They were born in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Hawaii. Oh man. Do they cling to that Hawaii at all, or would you know they're from Hawaii?
If I'm being honest, I didn't know this person was from Hawaii.
Oh man.
But it also didn't surprise me, when I read more about them. From what I know about them, from what I know about them, it didn't surprise me.
All right, hear me out. So
you got about 25 seconds.
Let me explain my thought process for this guess. I'm thinking of names that are very flashy, very out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also thinking beach country, in a way.
Okay.
And this person just put out a single.
Okay.
I'm gonna go off Nico Moon.
Oh, that's actually a pretty interesting guess, but that is not correct.
Dang it! I thought I had some good reasoning there.
I think this one might be a little tough for you, and I think you're gonna hate me. This is the next guess. This artist's debut album from 2010 spawned 3 international #1 singles.
Oh my gosh. International #1 in 2010. Who debuted in 2010?
Bro, you're gonna hate me. Oh,
From Hawaii.
You're gonna hate me, man. You're gonna hate me. The thing is, I know you know. I can't say that. I'll explain. If you don't get this, if you don't end up getting this artist, you have about 25 seconds.
This one's tough. Because 2010.
Oh, you're gonna hate me, man.
I'm running out of time, and I don't even...
You have 10 seconds.
Oh man, I'm just gonna say a name, even though it's gonna make zero sense. John Party, even though his debut was 2014.
Yeah, no, John Party, I'm pretty sure is from California.
Hawaii.
That's not correct.
I feel like I'm clinging to that too much.
I feel like this last guess probably won't help you all too much.
That's motivating.
And so I will give you.
No. Let's.
No. Okay, no. I'm gonna. This next hint. I honestly don't think it'll help you a whole lot, so I'm gonna like add just a little another hint to it.
Okay.
It won't give anything away.
Okay.
This artist has released 3 albums and 1 collaborative album. This artist is not a country artist.
Oh man, that changes stuff. That's got me thinking elsewhere.
And I'll give you more time now that I've hit you with that bombshell. I'll give you like
2010, 3 albums and a collaborative album, or 3 albums?
3 albums plus 1 collaborative album. So he's attached to 4 albums.
As far as collaborative albums go, nope. No, I'm stupid. Anderson .Paak is from Philadelphia, and he has more albums than that. I gotta keep thinking. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. This is Bruno Mars, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh!
It is Bruno Mars.
Yeah, because, like...
I knew I had to throw on the thing that he wasn't
the not
a country artist.
helped me massively.
Yeah, I knew
I
I
remember
had to throw
because
that
I'd
on.
seen something about his stage name, and the reason he chose it was because it was larger than life. And then, of course, 2010, I'm thinking collaborative album, 3 albums. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, when you
isn't his
said
real
Anderson
name
.Paak,
like what?
When you said Anderson .Paak, I was like, bruh, how is this man?
Honestly, the reason I thought
so
of Anderson
close?
.Paak, honestly, is just the fashion. The dude's very out there. But then I was
Okay.
like, for some reason, I always think, in my head, I always forget Bruno is from Hawaii. I always, for some reason, think he's more from the islands area.
Yeah.
And so his real name is
It's
Alex
very
right? It's super
It's
basic.
Peter Gene Hernandez. It's a very like average.
Yeah, I knew it was
name.
Hernandez, but yeah, he was also an Elvis impersonator as a child.
I thought of I was like, yo, you know it'd be funny if I give Evan basically his favorite artist ever and see if he can get it. And just you I knew you would be in this mindset of country, and I was like,
Yeah.
I want to see if he can.
Oh, because that's
put it
all
together.
I was thinking.
Yeah, which is understandable. So just keep in mind that occasionally I might.
Okay, I will put that in the back pocket.
I might throw a curveball
because
in.
If
I'll make sure that they're artists that you would know, though.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna throw in I don't know, somebody that I listen to that just isn't country. I'm not gonna throw in Reliant K.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. Grady knows who. If Grady's listening to this podcast, shout out to Grady. He's mentioned them in videos before. It's Christian punk rock, alternative rock, stuff like that.
I wouldn't get that.
Yeah. It was my childhood. I have a feeling, I'm pretty sure it was part of Grady's childhood too. Me and Grady are just cool like that, Evan.
I'm just not cool like that, I guess.
Yeah, you just aren't cool.
Dang.
He said
Well,
dang.
on that very depressing and sad and rude note, we are going to begin to wind down episode 22 of Waves on the Shore with myself and Jaron. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you had a good time, couple laughs. Hopefully you learned something new in Who the Frick. As always, feel free to DM Jaron some suggestions for that.
Yeah, nobody's done that yet.
On the topic of Instagram, keep reporting my old account. Let's just get this old account deleted.
Yeah.
Keep spam reporting it. I don't have a whole lot to say as far as closing it out goes, so unless you have something.
Yeah, so anyway, I was thinking